All right. Hey y'all. So let me bring up her name because I don't really know her that well. Her YouTube name is Sharrell's World. This is the interview that I watched between her and Kevin. What I've got to say about that is, wow. Sharrell's World, I don't think I never watched her videos like that. I'm sure I have seen a couple of them at least, because she has about 500,000 subscribers. So I definitely have had to see some of her videos. When I tell you, it made me feel so freaking good. Whenever I see Kevin Surratt interviews, I get a little nervous because I automatically think people are going to look at him as the bad guy, which is what the Braxtons are basically trying to paint him out to be right now. I wanted to get into what I really appreciated about the interview. Love the fact that at the beginning of the video, she told Kevin, if you get too emotional, just say next question. It's very small, but people don't let men have emotions. People discount men's emotions a lot. And I noticed that it's very annoying, because I understand a man is supposed to be strong. He's supposed to take care of his family. But at the end of the day, they're humans. And that is what Sharrell recognized. I was very impressed with that. I was actually caught off guard by it, because I just didn't know that she would be that nice to him. I was just so used to people speaking so badly on him. That just really caught me off guard in a good way. Yeah, that was awesome. She gets major brownie points for that. He answered, basically, he did answer all of her questions, and he answered it with such grace. The fact that he said that he was not going to talk or speak about his mother-in-law or his father-in-law, he would remain respectful. That was just, it's just a true testament of what his character actually entails, because I've seen that he has a pretty good relationship with his father-in-law. I saw that on the Braxtons, but his mother-in-law, she's going along with her daughters, stirring up this narrative that Kevin is like the big bad wolf. He's money hungry. He gave Traci a funeral when she didn't want one. You know, she's going along with that storyline. The way a person speaks about somebody tells a lot about them. And the fact that Kevin Surratt, he sat there and he did not, I cannot remember a moment that he actually spoke bad about the Braxtons. And they are doing him dirty, okay? They are doing him dirty and did him dirty. And I will actually provide some clips that I saw I was rewatching the old Braxton Family Values episodes, and I saw some clips of like them going to visit Traci for the first time. Trina and Tamar saying the reasons that they didn't like Kevin. So I'll go ahead and include that. Trina said that she didn't like him because he has a BMW. He's a part of a motorcycle club, and she was like, well, where's Traci's BMW?
Yeah. Kevin Sr. is in the motorcycle gang. Kevin Sr. drives a 745 BMW. Where's Traci's car? Where's Traci's bigger house? I'm sorry, I have a problem with that. Hey, we're hungry. To say that I believe Traci's husband Kevin is a negative person. .org. He's not really receptive of us being really close with Traci. That's why we have never really been to her house before. Yes, I'm still.
And I'm like, see, this is the thing that I'm talking about. Like, that's really the most important thing to you, Trina, in a marriage. That he gets you a car. What if Traci didn't want a BMW? If Traci was fine with that, with whatever car she was driving, that shouldn't concern you. See, that's the problem with people. That's the problem with people. If Traci was fine with that, they should have left that alone. That is not a reason not to like somebody. It's not a good reason to me. I mean, a marriage is deeper than that. But yeah, he even said that the mom poured into the children great messages and advice, and she was just a good mom. Like, he was talking positively about them. And he really didn't have to. So that is another testament of his character. One thing I wanted to speak about that happened during the interview was when he said that, you know, he was bad with money. He said him and Traci was bad with money. Come on, y'all. That's not the worst thing in the world, to be bad with money. Didn't Toni Braxton go through 2 bankruptcies? Wasn't Trina asking Gabe for like several $1,000s for bar chicks? Aren't they starting this show up again because what? They need money? He didn't even need to say that, but he was just being open and honest and said, yeah, I was bad with money. We were both bad with money. Listen, I am not the best with money, my daggone self. So I can't judge him. And I know a lot of people who is also bad with money. That's not an uncommon thing. I know people personally, and I know famous people who's terrible with money. So I don't remember what he said about that pertaining to the will. I'm not about to get into it. I admire his honesty. Now, he said he spoke with his son the day before that interview, and he was going to speak with his son after the interview. So y'all, that really says a lot. Like, that clip that came out, that short little clip, I didn't see. It was maybe about like what, a minute or 2. It was a short clip from the Ring camera. Him and Kevin Jr. got into some dispute or something. I did not see the whole video. I find it funny, the timing. It came out after that interview with Sharrell's World. My question is, what happened to the whole video? You can't judge anything until you see the whole situation. We don't know what happened. People are just so quick to just say, oh, look at him, I told you he was evil. Wait until you hear the whole situation. I don't condone violence. I really didn't see them squabble in the video at all. I didn't see nobody. I don't even think I saw them in the video. I just heard them like having an argument. And here's my thing. Fathers and sons have arguments. Mothers and daughters have arguments. Just like the Braxton sisters had the worst fights I've ever seen in my life on camera. And people say, well, they're sisters. They need to forgive each other. People should have that same energy with Kevin and his son. Like, we don't know what happened. Just because they got into some type of dispute or whatever, if we haven't seen the whole thing, we cannot judge yet. All I'm gonna say is that I'm gonna wait until I hear Kevin speak about it, and I would love to hear the son speak about it as well. But it happens, y'all. Fights happen. I don't condone the physical fights, but it happens. It's not the worst thing in the world. I have my own personal opinions. It's just certain ways that you're supposed to speak to your parents. And I don't know. We don't know if little Kevin got rowdy for whatever reason. I mean, the man just lost his mom. He's divorced. I'm sure he doesn't know how to cope with anything like this. Like losing a parent and then losing the love of your life that you've been with since middle school, and you're about to hit your 30s. Those are huge changes in your life. So I just urge people to wait until you see the full clip. Wait until you hear what Big Kevin has to say, because we can't sit here and just go off of a 2-minute clip. We really can't. Like, let's be serious. I really like the fact that he said he saw his son the day before and he was going to see him after that interview. That just made me happy to know that they're talking, because they seriously need each other. And I know that the Braxtons, what they're showing right now, it was filmed like back in May, April, so that happened a little ways back. I'm just happy the father and son, they need each other. I think it was messed up what he said happened to him after Traci passed away. He said that the attorney called like within 15 minutes speaking about something about the will, and that is messed the heck up. If somebody just lost their loved one, and he mentioned in there that he spent the most time with Traci out of anybody, and I wholeheartedly believe that. I mean, they were husband and wife, and I just saw the love that Traci had for him in her eyes while watching the show, their interviews. You see the love between the both of them, and you feel it through the TV screen. Anyways, that was messed up. Like, you just, how much, it's not that much business in the world. It's not that much business in the world that you have to handle to where somebody loses their loved one and you feel the need to call them like right away and speak about business. Come on. And he said that nobody was like helping him process the pain. Before that, he made a point of how the Braxtons was trying to make him look bad, getting his nails and feet done. And I guess they saw that and was like, look at him. He's sitting down here getting his feet done, taking care of himself, while his wife is up in the hospital bed, sick, and she needs his support. He said his sisters were the ones to give him the gift card so that he'd be able to go get the mani and pedi. So, yeah, I don't blame him. It's okay to take care of yourself when your loved one is sick. I was a caretaker once, and being around like a sick individual, especially whenever you are attached to them as much as he was attached to his wife, that has to take such an emotional toll on you. So I think that that's okay for him to go and take care of himself. I mean, I don't believe that he was away from Traci that much. I believe just what he said, that he was in the hospital the most out of all of the family. I really do. So that's just, it just sucks how they try to make him look so bad. It's like they just want to bring the man down. Like, they don't like him for whatever reason. Damn all of the problems that you guys had. This man just lost his wife. And Sharrell kept asking that, why did they not like you so much? And he really could not give a solid answer. And I don't think that the Braxtons could give a solid answer either. Like, y'all think it's okay to get on TV and put all of his family's business on national television for the whole world to see, exposing his pain, exposing his family issues, telling lies about him? It's like they don't want to solve the issue. The Braxtons don't want to solve the issue with him. They can't. Kevin seems like I never met him before, but just the scenes that I have seen of him, he just breaks things down to where you understand where he's coming from. And just like he said, he meets people where they're at. He accepts them for who they are. Like the interview displayed, he is a very easy person to talk to. I mean, Sharrell was able to ask him the questions and then he just answered like so gracefully. I need pointers from him. Because look, if my sister-in-law was sitting there doing me like this on television, I would be calling them every name except a child of God. You best believe it. Anyways, I was saying, even if I didn't like somebody, I'm not about to sit here and make things worse. If somebody lost their family member, the last thing I'm going to do is put all of the business out there for the whole world to see, unless the family member was doing something foul, like real foul after their death. If they did something foul before the death, and even still, I probably wouldn't put their business out there unless I have to defend myself. I just couldn't. I couldn't. He made so much sense by saying that they can't care about Kevin Jr. because if they cared, they would be pushing for the mending of their relationship, of Kevin Sr.'s and Kevin Jr.'s relationship. And I agree so much, because the last thing somebody needs is more turmoil in their life between their last living parent. They need that parent. That brings me to when Tamar was saying, and Tamar is not my favorite person, trust me, but Tamar was saying how Andre, Towanda's husband, was nothing but like a babysitter. He's supposed to be a provider. He's her husband, so he needs to be out there working, and he ain't nothing but a babysitter. And Towanda got so upset, and she was saying he's a horrible husband, but he's a great father. And she was like, it's an effing difference, Tamara. It's an effing difference. It's an effing...
I think she knows everything. She's trying to make Towanda get out of her marriage right now. Whereas I think Towanda needs to think about it. She has kids. They are still living in the same residence. They are still working together as parents. When Towanda leaves, he is still there as a wonderful father to her kids.
You can't say I'm staying in a marriage because of my children, especially when they're not the provider. He ain't doing nothing but really babysitting, wasting her time. She is a young woman. Excuse me, she is a young woman.
I'm gonna have to say something, Tamar. That's enough. He's not a babysitter. You're not going to degrade him in that way. He's not a babysitter. He's a father. It's a difference. No, please tell Tamar. It's a freaking difference, Tamar. It's difference. Difference.
Difference.
Between a babysitter and a father. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to let you do that.
Difference. I'm not about to do this today. I'm not. Towanda found it important for Andre, her ex-husband, and the kids to maintain their relationship. What in the heck can Towanda tell us and prove to us what Kevin did so freaking bad that she doesn't want him and her precious Scratchy to have a relationship? And y'all, it says a lot, the fact that they're both talking to each other, Kevin Jr. and Kevin Sr. That says a lot. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it how they're trying to make this man seem. And one thing people keep bringing up is the fact that Kevin cheated. Now, I don't condone cheating, but damn it, if Traci continued her marriage with her husband, why do people care? Just tell me, why do people care? Why do people care? He said something, I think it was the other interview that he had with this man, where he was on live or something like that. He said, like, people who is actually, like, they have their own marriage that they're working on, they don't really speak on it. And I'm guessing that's because they know how a marriage is. They know how difficult a marriage can be. And that's just between those two people. They are one. So whatever they're going through in that relationship, that is between them. Whatever is good for the two people in that marriage, whatever is good for them and works for their marriage, why in the heck is anybody else worried about it? Come on. Miss Trini Weenie, this is your third marriage. Okay, Tamar, I want to say Tamar was married before Vince. She was married before Vince. I don't know about the JR fella. I really don't. Towanda has been married and divorced. Tony, married and divorced. Miss Evelyn, married and divorced. Like, I'm impressed. The fact that they were able to, I think he said they were married for 26 years. That is awesome. I admire it. We never know what goes on in the marriage. People, you could be looking at the happiest couple ever, like from the outside it looks like they just got everything going on in their marriage, and you never know what the heck they're going through. They could be fighting each other every day, on the verge of going bankrupt. Never know what is going through people's marriage. You don't. So when people just speak on their marriage like, oh, didn't he cheat, like, why does that concern y'all? Handle y'all's own relationships, for real. Because if Traci got over it, we should be over it as well. And cheating, I really don't like cheating. I don't. Person who cheats is not necessarily a bad person. Then they did something that was bad, and whatever the reason was that they cheated, I mean, that's between them two, and they decided to move on with their marriage. Look, if they were happy, I'm happy. I'm just happy that Traci finally was able to live her life, have her albums, perform in front of a crowd. And Traci just seemed like such a huge, Traci and in her family that's involving Kevin and Kevin Jr., they just seemed like they were such a huge part of their community. And I just love, you could just hear the love in Kevin's voice when he's speaking about this woman. I've never heard that in any of the other Braxton sisters' relationships. Like, I remember, I don't know if y'all remember this or not. Andre told this to Towanda, for real. You remind me of my mother. And you know how my relationship is with my mother. I mean, I love her, but I don't like her.
I just sometimes think that you don't like me.
I don't like some of the things you do, True. Basically, I feel like I married my mother. And you know, I didn't like my mother. I loved her to death, but you know I didn't like her.
Ooh. And you don't have to, people in marriages don't like each other all the time. But when Andre said that, I think he meant he don't like her at all. He doesn't like her during the day, during the night, during the evening, during Christmas, summertime, fall. He just didn't like her. So just the way Kevin speaks about Traci, it made me emotional. Like, I got emotional as well. I understood how Sharrell, at the end of the interview, she was getting a little teary-eyed. And Miss Sharrell, I really appreciate that interview so much. It was beautiful. I love how you asked the questions. I love how you were sensitive towards him. And oh gosh, you just did an amazing job. Like, I could tell he actually felt comfortable with you. And I also loved how you, and I forgot the man who was on there, but he popped up during the last part of the interview and just let Kevin know that, you know, a lot of people stand behind him. Ooh, I don't want to get emotional. And y'all, whenever I laugh, please don't take it as I'm being disrespectful. That's a nervous response for me. Just thank you guys so much. I know he has to appreciate it. Yes, ma'am. Miss Sharrell, you have gained a subscriber. The reason why I'm making these videos is because I saw how Towanda and Trina was so angry at Kevin and the things that they were saying about him, like how they were making him look on the show just so bad. I said, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. I know that they are not putting Traci's family's business on Front Street like that. They're still grieving. They're making Kevin look like this terrible human being. If y'all watch Traci, you knew she didn't play about her husband nor her son. So I said, y'all are not honoring Traci. You're not honoring Traci. You're not. So I had to make a video. That's the reason why I'm making these videos, because I said, if y'all gonna have the rest of the world thinking that this man is a terrible person, and you won't even let him on the show so that you guys can have an open dialogue and speak like adults and get things cleared, like, no, I couldn't let that slide. Y'all not even letting the man on the show. Come on. Felt myself fuming. So I said, ain't no way Towanda and Trina is doing this man like this. And doing their sister like this too as well. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I think I'm going to review Real Housewives of Potomac next. But my camera's about to die. So I love y'all. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And have a great day.